Hello there. In today's video, we are going to learn some things related to web technology, which is some key terminologies and theoretical concepts. This video is going to be entirely theory, and you are going to understand certain concepts through this video. Okay. There will be no demonstrations, but you will have explanations of key terms used in web technology. So before we begin, I would just like to tell you, you can always join my WhatsApp channel, as well as you can send me an email at guidancefortheblind@gmail.com. All small letters and no spaces. And I hope that you can see the email on my screen. Like if you have sighted assistants, you can even ask them to kind of see and help you out with that. But let's start with our um, learning. So we are going to take a simple approach. We are going to learn through examples and all that stuff, as well as we will start from the basics. All right. So we'll start from how we, kind of search for a website and then how we get the website finally. Okay. So we are going to go through the process, through the basic process of how we search for a website and we find it. Okay. So let's begin. So we have the first thing, that is URL. So whenever we search for a website, like when we uh, search for a website using a URL, uh, we find it, right, easily, rather than when we search it using a Google search result. Like we search it using a Google search result, all right. But what I am trying to explain is, for example, if you are trying to find, let's say, Perplexity AI. Okay. So you will find, when you search for the exact Perplexity AI website through the URL, okay, through the link of basically the Perplexity AI, you find it easily, rather than if you enter Perplexity space AI, right, as keywords. So if you search it that way, it's a little difficult for you to, you obviously find the results, but it will take a little more time than if you would search using a URL. So URL is basically the link of any particular website. The full form of URL is Uniform Resource Locator. And so to give you an example, you could search for guidance for the blind 5.wordpress.com, and this is the exact link that would take you to the guidance for the blind website. Correct. If you were to search for guidance for the blind, then it would be very difficult for you to find the website. And since certain websites do not rank at the top because of many reasons, because they might not be popular, okay, in comparison to other websites. So links are basically the web addresses of any websites. Now in like within links, you could ask the links to specify like where you would want to go. For example, if you were to search for guidance for the blind 5.wordpress.com. Okay. So you would land on the homepage of the website. On the other hand, if you were to write guidance for the blind 5.wordpress.com/blog, you would land in the blogs page of the website. Okay. So it is basically the address of any website, and you can specify where you want to go, okay, in the website. Obviously it's not easy for us to remember all links, okay, but some basic ones we can remember. So this is the meaning of a URL, and that is the first thing that we do while searching for any website. Okay, now let's see. Now we have searched for this link. Okay, we now come to IP address. So we have searched for guidance for the blind. Okay, we have searched for guidance for the blind. Now in this case, we are humans, all right, and computers are computers. So if we are searching for guidance for the blind, okay, there is a IP address behind it, okay, which is basically a number. Okay, it could be any number, which is hard for humans to remember. Okay, humans cannot remember long numbers, right? So if you want to understand this, basically we'll understand IP address with domains, okay, domain names. So IP addresses are basically numbers. Okay, for example, my name is guidance for the blind, and if you were to save my number, okay, for example, my number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Okay, this is an easy number, correct? But if my number was very difficult and it's not easy for you to remember, so what you do is you just go to your phone, okay, you go to the contacts app of your phone, and you save my number with my corresponding name. Okay, so that number which you have saved is basically the IP address. Okay, like if you want to understand using the example that I'm giving you, so this is basically your IP address. Okay, so behind any website there is an IP address, which is a long number, which is hard for humans to remember. Okay, so when we want to associate something with IP address, that is domain name. Okay, now domain names are the names, as I explained you with the contact analogy, that there could be a name behind which there is a phone number. Similarly, domain names are easy to remember names, okay, for us, which like humans find it hard to remember numbers, right? So now domain names will just basically help them to find the websites. Okay, for example, there's Google. So for Google there is a domain name. Okay, the domain name is Google, and there is an IP address, which is the number associated with the domain name. So since we can't remember the number, we are going to use the domain name, which is Google, to find the particular uh, page that we are looking for, or whatever. Okay, now the next thing that comes into play here is DNS, that is domain name system. Okay, now what does domain name system do? Now we enter a particular domain name, for example, Google. Okay, we enter Google. Now, how is it going to be able to, like, how is it determined that Google has this and this IP address, so this should be returned to the user who is searching for Google? That is the work of domain name system. Okay, so what it is going to basically do, it is going to find the IP address associated with the domain name. Okay, and it's going to return the results back to you. Now the next thing we come to is the server. Okay, server, what it does is it stores and sometimes manipulates data and gives data back to the user. Okay, it could be, the server could be a small machine, like for some schools or colleges you might see like a small server, or it could be a very large server, like that is obviously not in the form of a machine. It could be in cloud storage or stuff like that, but servers basically store all the data on the internet. Okay, and then the data is fetched from the server and given to the user who is asking for it. So it basically delivers data to other devices, and which is basically delivering data to the user. So there are many types of servers, but we are not going to get into that. Now the next thing that is coming here is web page. What is a web page? Okay, the web page, to understand a web page, we need to understand the website. Okay, so we'll understand the concepts of website and web page together. So first of all, the website, okay, a website is the entire site. All right. We can understand this through an example, that is a book. Okay, that is a book. For example, a cooking book. Okay, now here we have a cooking website, for example. Now this website is going to have like many blogs and many stuff. Now in that website, there are going to be single blogs, right? Single pages basically. So each one of that page will be a web page, okay? And it will be under a particular website. There are many websites on the internet, okay? And within those websites, there are web pages. So this thing is called web pages. Like basically, we can say there is a cooking book, okay? So that is the website for like the cooking, okay? Uh, for the sake of example. And then we have one page, okay? Page number 1, page number 2, page number 3 in that book. So page number 1 will be one web page. Page 2 will be the next web page. So this is, the concept of web page and website. So these were some basic terminologies related to, websites, okay, related to basically the web, not the websites, but web. So I know that this is a difficult concept to understand, and it's even difficult to explain. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can still put them in the comment section below. Also, do your own research using, AI tools, or maybe searching online. This will help you understand better. So that's basically it for today. And I hope that you learned something, and maybe you might have found these concepts a little hard to understand, but it's always hard to understand at first. So that's it, guys, for today. Until next time, bye bye.
Hi everyone. If you like my video, so please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any doubt, then you can write it in the comments section down below. I will try to answer it soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.